Hey everyone. Some of you asked for me to do a blog post on how I use Sublime, in particular the plugins that I use. So I wanted to go through a contrived example right now and do so pretty quickly and show off the different plugins that I actually make use of. Let's start. First, we're going to define a function, and I'll do so by using the fun snippet. When I press enter, I can start typing a function name and then tab between the fields here so that I can get to the different parameters. Now, this function is really just going to perform some magic, so let's define some variables and then let's return the sum of all of those variables. Now, I want to write a comment for this function, so we're going to press Ctrl R and then enter to go to the top of this, Ctrl Shift enter to make a new line above it, and then /**, which when I press enter will invoke a dot block or comment block. This is a magic function. It does a lot of stuff that I don't want to comment on for right now. Remember, this is a contrived example. Now we can tab between these fields and start setting various parameter types and the return type. But I don't like how this comment goes beyond my ruler, so I'm going to press Alt-Q and it will start to respect the ruler. Alright, next, I don't like how these numbers down here are not the ones they should have been. We're going to multiply all of them by 3. So we're going to use evaluate on each of these. Alright, good. Now, I wrote some code like this earlier, and I want to see how this compares to that. So I'm going to right-click this tab and go to diff with another file. And we can see, oh, I only used a different comment there, and okay, good. Yeah, I like how that looks. Next, we're going to actually show you some botland code here, and I'm going to delete a couple of lines and maybe add a couple of lines. And we can see in Git Gutter that we have icons on the side showing where we've added and removed lines. And if I save this, I can actually run git diff on the current file using Sublime Text Git. And I can see the lines that I've added and removed. All right, that looks good. Now we're going to call this function, but only when we're in dev mode and only when the direction is, let's say, left. So let's call this and we'll compare if the direction is left, and we'll call magic with, let's say, 5 and 6. Oh, but it turns out, I don't like how I wrote this code. Let's say to do fix this later. And actually I'm not in dev mode, so I'm going to click this and reverse it using reverser. And actually left should have been right, so I'm going to do the same thing using reverser there too. Alright, now let's save this and see where we have any to-do items in our code. So we're going to use to-do review. And we can use up and down to navigate here and then press enter, and we see the fix this later. Yeah, I think we want to delete all of this. Alright, good. So I very quickly went through a lot of the different plugins that I use. And why I think this is important: the less you have to context switch as a developer, the more you can focus on what you want to do and not necessarily how to do it. And I think it'll let you be more efficient. So hopefully this video was informative. As always, you can watch me on stream. The link is below, and feel free to ask me any questions there about how I use Sublime or what I'm doing or how you could be faster at it. Thanks.